What's up, guys? Today I'm taking a look at the first of hopefully many custom GTX 1080s on the channel. This is EVGA's GTX 1080 for the Win Edition, and it comes bearing loads of improvements over NVIDIA's reference design. I mean, just look at the two side by side. Which one would you want inside of your slot? In regards to EVGA's own product stack, the For the Win Edition ranks above the superclock version and just below the classified model in terms of feature set and factory OC intensity, so we can expect the price and out-of-the-box performance of this card to fall somewhere between the two. On the base clock of our full GP104 GPU, we see an aftermarket bump to 1721 MHz with a boost clock of 1860 MHz. After some GPU Boost 3.0 magic, the card managed to press on and hit 1987 MHz, or about 250 MHz higher than the reference boost clock. The memory clock stays unchanged at 10 GHz effective. Being a GTX 1080, we get 8 gigs of GDDR5X on a 256-bit bus along with the full number of 2560 CUDA cores. With the arrival of Pascal, we see a completely revamped cooler from EVGA, aptly named ACX 3.0. The cooler spans 10.5 inches long and features two 100mm fans that use double ball bearings to increase their lifespan up to 4 times longer than the competition, which means they'll probably outlive most musicians these days. To keep acoustics in check, the fans stay put when the system remains in a low power state, only ramping up when the GPU begins to generate more heat. The swept fan blades move air downward onto a hefty fin stack using 6 nickel-plated heat pipes, 4 of which are 6mm and the other 2 8mm thick. The black plastic shroud sports an interesting combination of brushed metallic plating and a honeycomb mesh. I personally love the new look, and I commend EVGA for being the first company to hire a colony of bees to design their cooler. The build quality here is second to none, and the mesh pattern is backlit with RGB lighting configurable in the latest Precision X software. Branding on the side also gets the RGB treatment, and lighting effects for all LEDs on the card include static color, cycling, and breathing mode, though I couldn't get the breathing effect to work in my testing. Behold, the breath holding effect. Sorry, that was horrible. Still, the RGB lighting on the GTX 1080 for the Win is among the best I've seen on any graphics card to date. The colors are accurate and vibrant and produce an even glow with no visible hotspots. The lights can also be disabled for all of you joyless fuddy-duds. Beside the illuminated logo, we see EVGA has added an extra 8-pin PCIe plug over the Founders Edition, giving us 2 in total with a max total graphics power draw of 258 watts. To further aid power delivery, they've also doubled down with a custom 10+2 power phase design over the reference 5+1 solution. Assuming you don't draw the short straw in the Silicon lottery, these welcome changes should theoretically improve the card's overclocking performance and stability. While it's easily missed, the custom PCB also features a dual BIOS switch next to the power plugs. On the back, we find a beautiful brushed metallic backplate with some more of that fun honeycomb mesh. It's hard to quantify how much exactly this reinforces the circuit board, but when a backplate looks this good, who even cares? Finally, the rear sports the reference layout of display I/O with one dual-link DVI, 3 DisplayPort 1.4, and a single HDMI 2.0B. For testing, I ran the card on my X99 testbed rocking a 5820K at 4400 MHz with 16 gigs of DDR4 on a Gigabyte X99 Gaming G1 Wi-Fi. When overclocking the card, I was only able to squeeze another 50 or 60 MHz out of the GPU clock due to it already being pushed pretty heavily by EVGA. One could go so far as to say that overclocking this card is kinda like forcing a heroin junkie to smoke weed. He's already so high that there's little room to push him further without experiencing total instability. As a result, today's numbers will showcase the card's factory overclocked performance, 3D Mark Firestrike Extreme being an exception where I show stock and OC results in order to illustrate the slight gains achieved when overclocking the card. Throughout my testing, the chip stayed moderately cool, never topping 76 degrees Celsius. The ACX 3.0 cooler kept quiet as well. Here's a listen. All games were run at 1920 by 1080, 2560 by 1440, and 4K on Windows 10 using the latest 368.39 Wiggle driver from NVIDIA. On that note, my friends, let's turn this shit up to 11 and dive into the benchmarks. Alrighty, so as we'd expect, the 1080 for the win beats out the Founders Edition in pretty much every test at every resolution. Most of the time, it's a marginal victory by 3 or 4 FPS on average, but I'd imagine we'd cop an extra frame or two when overclocking with that additional 60 MHz I was able to dial in earlier. Obviously, the card crushes at Full HD in 1440, and even 4K gaming isn't out of the question as long as you're okay with disabling anti-aliasing and some additional eye candy. In a nutshell, what EVGA brings to the table here with their For the Win edition is an enhanced version of what's already the fastest single GPU card on the market that stays well below reference temps and acoustics. If I'm being nitpicky, I would like to see more LED effects added in the future, as the lighting on this card is just really badass, and it would be a shame not to take full advantage of that. Also, I did encounter some frustration with the packaging plastic wrap being stuck underneath the screws. Congratulations EVGA, you've somehow managed to take away the joy of peeling off plastic wrap. Overall though, this is a feature-packed card that checks all the boxes for what a good aftermarket card should be, and I'm confident any enthusiast gamer will enjoy all it has to offer. But let me know what you guys think about this thing in the comments below, and don't forget to toss me a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Before you go, you can check the description below for quality shirts of the geeky variety, or bookmark my Amazon affiliate link and use it when you buy stuff. It helps me a lot. As always, I'm Kyle with Awesome Sauce Network. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next video.